live. What's up, beautifully dope people? It is your girl, Nashama Alahim, your self love and success mentor, and also the self love minister and founder of the Self Love Church. And I primarily work with women entrepreneurs in helping them get out of their own way, create more self belief, and just know what to do while they're trying to create this life and business of their dreams. So, thank y'all so much for being here. Today, we are here with our second Self Love and Success Roundtables conversation. And we are sitting down at the table with Shawnti Journal Bay Refuge today. And I always love talking to her because it's going to always be a time, okay?
Hey,
It
boo,
is
hey.
always a time.
Of course it is. Yes. How you doing?
Thank you so much for being here. And I'm doing well. How are you, my darling?
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for saying yes. And thank you for also saying yes to being one of the speakers at the Self Love and Success Afternoon Tea at the end of this month on the 29th.
Yes.
Um,
Exciting.
we yeah, I'm so excited. Like we had such an amazing time back in April, and she said, "I'm coming again in June." And I was like,
Yep.
"Bet,
Yep.
bet."
Yep.
So tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do and who you help.
All right. So my name is Shawnti Refuge. I am a certified mental health coach, mental health advocate, keynote speaker, and author. And I help women to over 30. I always have to put that over 30 because I can't do the young ones. Women over 30 to release, heal, and live their best lives with guided journaling.
Yes, yes, I love it. I love it. So, girl, you do all the things. We were just talking before we got this live started, and I told her that I'm always forgetting that she has a 9 to 5
Yes.
because she goes hard with that business. I'm always seeing her speaking. I'm seeing her marketing her business and pushing out these videos and all this content. I'm seeing her on these different stages and podcasts and even vending events.
Yeah.
So, of course, with all of that and having a 9 to 5, you gotta have some secrets. You gotta have some things that help you keep all that together. So that is one of the main reasons why I wanted to get you on here today. Cause baby, you do a lot. I thought I do a lot, and I know I be doing a lot of stuff.
Yes, you do a lot. You be doing a lot.
But you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So tell us, I guess, what is your key secret for balancing all of those things? And then we'll kind of back up to the beginning of your story.
It was hard in the beginning when I decided to put this business together. I didn't have any balance, but I through the years I've learned to be organized, and I thank God that I have a 9 to 5 that my director is aware of what I'm doing, and he is all for it. So he really, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
to get my check, then and it's very flexible. It's, this position I have is very lax. So if anybody says, "Hey, Shanti, let's jump on a live," okay, I can do it. All I do is close my door, and or if I need to go somewhere, I'll be back, y'all, and then I'll text them like I ain't coming back. So it's good. I love it.
I love that you have that flexibility, and that's important because a lot of times, well, first of all, shout out to the 9 to 5 because I like to call the 9 to 5 the biggest investor.
Yeah.
The biggest and best investor because a lot of times, especially as women, we're pouring our own resources into our businesses.
Mhm.
So, I guess talk a little bit about how you even created that flexibility for yourself because a lot of people want to start side businesses. A lot of them want to get into entrepreneurship. They still have that 9 to 5. It may not be as flexible and they are afraid of
Mhm.
making any moves. So, walk us through that process. Um, and then, how would you help somebody in that same situation?
Well, if you have 9 to 5 that's not that strict, and you can't, be on Facebook and Instagram all day posting and stuff, then you make time. You are investing into your own business, so you have to be there and show up. That means setting a schedule, If you have to do it, a couple of hours a day, I would say 2 hours per day, after work, or do it on your lunch break, or get up earlier in the morning and do what you need to do before you have to come to your 9 to 5. You make time for what you want to make time for. And if you're serious about cultivating your business and having it grow, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. And that's nights, early mornings, late nights, weekends,
Hmm.
holidays, all of that. It don't
So
stop.
true. That is so true. That is so true. And I'm all about self-love and balance, but I tell people it's about what you can manage for yourself. It's everything is not going to be balanced all the time. You're not going to always be able to get to bed early, especially if you have things coming up,
Yes.
events. Like I'm in launch mode right now for a few things.
Mm,
And so, these bedtimes change.
yeah.
The times that I get up change because I
Mm,
have a goal. So, but it's always important to remember to come back to you. Like even in the midst of all that, I'm still writing in my journal,
yes.
and finding a moment to myself to like
Yes.
come to myself. You know what I mean? Because that's important when you're doing all of these different things. And
Mm,
speaking of journal, Miss Journal Bay,
yes. Let's go.
I want to talk about incorporating journaling as an entrepreneur.
Mm,
Because like you said, um, well, I'll let you tell the people, but I know that you talked before about having different journals for different things,
mm-hmm.
and so as entrepreneurs, there are so many things on our mind personally and professionally that we should be keeping track of in journaling. So talk a little bit about that.
uh, as a entrepreneur, business owner, it is important that you have a journal, because what are you doing with all those ideas that creep up on you at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Hmm.
When you go to sleep, you wake up, you beat and forgot about them. Have you? Yes, it is very important to have a separate journal for whatever it is you thinking about, and you need to put down, whether it's having to do with your business or yourself or your family or your kids or whoever. Have a separate journal for all of those, and it keeps you, as far as a business owner, it keeps you organized and it keeps you on top of your ideas, because we get ideas all times
Yes.
of the day at the most inconvenient time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I hear a lot of people talk about the ideas that come to them in the shower. So
Yeah.
somebody made like a shower notebook now.
Maybe I'd be like, Alexa, remind me to da da da. That's what I do. Yeah. They come in the
Yes.
shower, on the toilet, in the tub, everywhere.
All
Yeah.
the everywhere, everywhere. I
Mhm.
want to say I get a lot of ideas when I'm driving because I'm usually driving alone to go pick up the kids or something
Mhm.
like that or to go to the store. So I'll break out the voice notes on the phone in a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk about how you started using journaling in your own life, personally and professionally. What got you into journaling in the first place?
Well, it was forced upon me, not just playing. Back in 2018, I had a nervous breakdown, and I was having these weird emotions that I couldn't control. So about a month into that, of acting crazy, because that's what I was doing, I finally went to my family practice doctor, because I didn't know where to go. I'm like, shit, I don't know who I'm going to. Let me go to her. That's somebody I know.
Hmm.
And when I went to her and told her that I lost control of my emotions, she was like, "Oh, you just have depression. You're a little depressed. Let me give you these antidepressants." And I'm like, "I don't want that." But I took them, just to see, but they didn't work. Six
Hmm.
weeks of taking them, they did not work. 6 weeks going back to her, she upped the dose, they didn't work. And she was like, "Baby, I need you to go see a psychiatrist." And, black folks don't go see psychiatrists.
Okay, because all you need is Oprah and Jesus.
Right? So I'm like, I ain't going to see no psychiatrist, because we correlate psychiatrists with crazy. I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
ain't crazy. I ain't going to see no psychiatrist. But I went, because my symptoms were getting worse. And I found myself about to be getting physically aggressive. And I'm too pretty to go to jail. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go and go see a psychiatrist.
Yes.
And I did, and I told her what was going on, and she tried to give me antidepressants. I'm like, I do not want this. Why y'all keep trying to give me pills? I don't want no pills. So she said, okay, I need you to go see a therapist. And I'm like, black people don't go see therapists? Because, I've never known anyone around me who, goes and talk
Right.
to people. You know,
And if they do, they don't talk about it.
I grew up where it's, don't talk about your problems to strangers. What goes on in
Hmm.
the house stays in the house and blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
that one.
Yeah. And so I wasn't trying to talk to no therapist, but I eventually found my therapist and she taught me how to journal. That was one of the first things. I'm like, I don't want to journal. That's what the people should. Yeah. But she was like, no, it is not. And she taught me how, girl, I used to think everything was white because I didn't see it around me. So she taught me how to journal and she taught me how to use it effectively to get my emotions out. And no medication. When I tell you that using journals, guided journaling specifically,
Hmm.
guided journaling is when you have a specific prompt and you're just answering that prompt. And that helped me so much. It was unbelievable. I thought it was like witchcraft or something. I'm like, this can't be working. Me just answering these questions, this can't be. But it
Right.
was. It did. It actually helped me. You feel a sense like you're lighter. You can literally feel the weight lifting up off you when you just answer some questions on some paper. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So, I didn't intend on going into business. What I did was made separate journals for, and that's another thing she taught me, separate journals for separate issues. And I made some for myself. And I put prompts in all of those journals, and it was a lot: low self esteem, self awareness, self
Hmm.
love, all that. And once I started feeling better, I was like, okay, I'm fine. I don't need therapy no more. Well, my therapist broke up with me, so she told me I didn't need her no more because I had what I needed to, continue. So I was like, okay, well, I'm fine, whatever. And then I heard God say, okay, you're feeling better. What about somebody else? There's somebody else out there who needs this. And they feel the same way you do, don't want to be on medication for the rest of their life. You need to publish this. And I'm like, I don't want the world to know that I went nuts. And he said, it's not about you anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. And it really isn't. It's not about me anymore. I've been there, done that. I'm on the other side. So now I started Shawnti Refuge Journals to help other women and men too, and kids,
Hmm.
to learn how to journal and learn how to get your emotions out in a healthy way instead of using unhealthy coping skills like, drinking, drugging, sex, and all that other stuff that we do to
Right.
avoid our issues.
For
No,
sure.
yep. So I'm here to be like, no, you're gonna deal with this. You're gonna own this, and you do it with your guided journal. So that's how Shanti Refuge Journals came about.
That's beautiful. And people needed to hear that story because, like you said, so many people, well, I think it's more popular now, but certainly a decade ago, we just didn't know that many people around us that were going to therapy and that were actively working on themselves and their healing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's beautiful. And thank you for sharing your story.
Okay.
So would you say like going through your own healing journey is kind of what pushed you to become a mental health advocate in the first place?
I wasn't trying to be no mental health nothing. When I started with the guided journals, I started vending. So when people would come to the table, they would, asking me about because they
Hmm.
automatically think they're books. I'm like, no, these aren't books. These are guided journals. These are, I tell them what it is and how I tell them my story, the
Hmm.
condensed version. And then somebody asked me, they were like, do you speak? No, I'm not talking. No. And then I got a mentor and she said, you need to quit hiding behind them journals. You need to get up and tell your story on stage.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to let the world know that, I lost my mind temporarily and da, 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 da. She said, you're hiding. You need to come out. So I started speaking. From then, I partnered with NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness, and Sharewell, and all these other mental health associations. I
Mhm.
said, I might as well let them know who I am and what I'm doing. So that's how I kind of got out there. And then people start asking me, do you coach? Like, I ain't no coach. I'm still going through my healing stuff now. I'm just further along. And
Right.
so that's how I became a coach. I had no intentions on none of this.
Just came to you. I love that. I love that. And I feel like we walk into where we're supposed to be. Like if that's where you're supposed to be, whether you do it intentionally or unintentionally, you're gonna fall into it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
it's
fall
chasing
into
me because I sure wasn't chasing it.
it. I love it. I love it. So, what are some of the places that you like to speak, and what type of audiences do you find yourself in front of most often?
I find myself speaking to women, a couple of men. I always have a couple of men in the audience, but I find myself speaking to women over 30, thank God, and with children, either married or not married, who
Hmm.
work and who can't find that balance. I find myself speaking with NAMI. I find myself speaking with mutual, so with my peers. So, they can hear my story and see that, you can overcome this. I've been there, done that. And on Sharewell, same thing. I host a peer support group every Wednesday. And, I have a different topic every Wednesday. And I went from having one or two people in my class, and Sharewell asked me to speak at their convention. And after I did that, my class be full every Wednesday.
I love that. That's
I love
beautiful.
it. So it makes me feel good to help others, and it makes me feel good to share my story so people can see they are not alone. Because when I was
Indeed,
going, yeah, I'm sorry, when I was going through my issues, I felt like I was alone. I felt like I didn't have anybody. So that's why, I will tell my story as many times as I need to so I can let people know you are not alone. You aren't the only one. You ain't the first, ain't going to be the last. But this
for
is how
sure.
you overcome it.
Indeed, indeed. And in that, like, community is important. Like, you have those moments where you have to go inside yourself and be with yourself to deal with those things. But I feel like community plays a huge part in that
Yes,
as
it
well.
does.
So, how important is it to you, and how do you intentionally cultivate your community so that you're supported on your own healing journey?
It is important, very, very important. Like I said, you can't, if you think you can go through your healing journey by yourself, you are sadly mistaken because you can't.
Hmm.
This
It's
is
so
not
true.
something you do, even though whatever issues you have, it's up to you to, get them out. But you need to have someone with you to uplift you, to motivate you and encourage you because you're going to have days where you're going to be like, I ain't doing this. I don't want to talk about this. But, you need those people around you. Um, my support system, and the mistake that people make about their support system, they make the mistake of thinking it's going to be their family,
Mm.
not your
Talk
family.
about it. Talk about it.
And that don't mean they don't love you, but they're not your support system because you need to be around someone who has gone through what you've gone through and who knows, not somebody you just bouncing ideas off of, somebody who can,
Yes.
correctly direct you in the path you need to go, correctly motivate you, not that, oh, if you like it, I love it. Or, oh, it couldn't be me. Oh, I don't know what
Yeah,
to tell you. That's not support.
for sure.
That's
For
not
sure.
support. You need to have someone that, has been there and can, not judge you, not criticize you, and make you feel safe.
That's it right there.
Yep.
That's it right there. And a lot of times our friends and family aren't really equipped to
No,
handle that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you said, we assume that it's going to be them, but it's not.
it's
You
not.
know, it's so heavy. It's so heavy to put that on people
Yeah.
that are not equipped for that. I mean, that's like going to a broke person for financial advice.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like you just wouldn't, you
Yeah.
know. So
You
you
shouldn't.
not if you want to keep money and make money.
Right? Now,
Now, if
if
you
you
want to be
want to know
broke
how,
too, that's the expert.
yes, exactly. That's the expert. If you want to know how to stay broke, then you go talk to them. You're right.
So, what is your favorite prompt, or what is a daily prompt? Like the same question that a person, especially a woman entrepreneur, should visit daily in order to get.
Gratitude.
I
Gratitude.
love it.
Gratitude. I started in January 1, I started a whole journal full of gratitude. So, the prompt, what are you grateful for today? You list three things you're grateful for. So every day since January 1, that's what I've been
Mhm.
doing. Gratitude is a
Yes,
must.
that's a beautiful place to start, and I believe that too. Like, I feel like when you start counting out the things that you're grateful for, you end up finding even more. You know,
Exactly.
for sure,
And
for sure.
when people think about gratitude, they think about these big things. No, it's the little things. You
Hmm.
know, grateful for life, breath, family. I'm grateful for my cell phone. I'm grateful
Yeah,
for the cup. Things like that. You have to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. It's
I
very
love
important as a business person.
for sure, for sure. So let's talk about keeping that mental peace when either working with clients who work your nerves or just even in that process of like acquiring a new client and already knowing that they're going to be a problem.
Okay, well, let's start with the problem. I don't let anybody into my coaching program. That's one. We do a consultation. I am a reader of vibes and energy.
Hmm.
If I don't
Have
like
to
your
be.
energy, no, we're not going to work. I'll be happy to refer you to someone else. Of course, I'm not rude about it, but I let them know I'm not qualified to help you, and I will, refer you to someone else. Now, if I get someone and we good, and we start working together, there is going to be a point where they get mad at me. They might want to cuss me out. They might, but that's my job is to get you to get it out. So I
Yeah,
don't get offended. I had to learn how to let go of that spirit of offense. I don't get offended because I know what they're going through because I was there. Uh,
right.
yeah, it's important not to take it personally. So I let them be mad or
That
whatever,
part.
long as
Because it's
you,
not you, it's the process
yeah,
that's difficult.
yeah,
And we tend to get antsy when we're going through something that we've never gone through before, especially
exactly.
when it comes to unlearning things and undoing old patterns and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Because we
yes,
hold on to that stuff, especially your demographic, that over 30, like we've been having these ideas and thoughts for more than 30 years. So it's hard to let that stuff go.
it is
So,
very hard. I can tell you, there's some things that I thought I would hold on to, go to my grave with. Can't.
yeah,
It makes you non-productive. You don't get anything out of holding that stuff in.
for sure, for sure. So based on where you are in your journey now and what you now know with the
Mhm.
tools that you have, the resources that you've acquired, what advice would you give your new entrepreneur self just starting if you were talking to you?
Get a community. Get a community. You can have a community for your personal life and what you're going through. You can have a community of business owners,
Hmm.
women business owners. You have to learn. You can't do it by yourself. Stop
Right.
thinking you can do it by yourself, and you have to be ready to invest. Everything is not going to come to you free.
That's a big one. That's a big
You
one for a
have
lot
to
of people.
invest in your growth, your business growth, your personal growth. You have to make an investment.
Hmm. That's so true.
Have to. Whether it's time or money, you're gonna have to make an investment. And
Indeed.
you
Indeed.
and be ready to get uncomfortable because you will. Yep, get uncomfortable.
For sure. For sure. So, I don't want to take up your whole day, and I appreciate you so much for giving your time and
No
attention
problem.
today.
It's always a
And
pleasure to be in your
yes,
presence.
yes. So tell the people what you're gonna get into a little bit, and what they can expect at the afternoon tea on June 29th.
I'm so excited. First of all, that place is the bomb. So y'all need to come and
Right.
experience it. I felt like I was on some Bridgerton shit. It was great. I loved it. And y'all need to come. Y'all missed it in April. You better come in June.
Yes.
Um, expect this lovely energy of mine. And my co speakers and my host. Yes, we all arrived. You ought to see us all together.
It's a
Uh,
vibe.
but I will be touching on mental health. And, especially as a business owner, it's important for you to take care of your mental health because
Mhm.
if you ain't got it together, how are you going to be any good to your business? Whatever it
Okay.
is you're going through, going to spill out in your business. And we don't want that. We want you to thrive. We want you to be successful. So that is why you need to get in this room. And it's a nice room too, y'all. It's
Yes.
lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I can't wait to dress up again.
I
Like,
know.
I love it. I love it. So tell the people where they can find you and how we can support you and what else do you have coming up besides the tea where they can catch you.
I can be found on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Shawnti Refuge Journals. You can go to my website, ShawntiRefuge.com. And I have a lot of stuff. I'm on nanny duty right now.
She
Uh,
timed it just perfect. She say, "You almost done. I can
yeah,
come in now."
you know, what I have coming up. I'm gonna be speaking on a panel at the Melanin Minds Mental Health Conference this coming July. I'm going to be at the Juneteenth Festival on July 19th in Cleveland, Texas. Girl, I need to keep track. I have a lot of stuff going on.
Where's your assistant, ma'am? Where's your assistant? That's self-care
Yeah,
too.
it's time. It is. It is. It's time. I know God already told me get your team together, and I'm
Listen,
like, I don't need no team. I need a team.
especially if you wanna grow, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we can only do so much by ourselves. You just talked about community. Your
Ah,
team is part of that
I
community.
know I need to practice that part of what I preach. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. I shall. Touche.
And you mentioned your partnership with Sharewell every Wednesday. So we got
Yes.
Wednesday tomorrow. So how can they connect with you and show up tomorrow?
If you want to join the community, go DM me. DM me on any platform and say that you want to be a part of the group, and I will send you a special invitation where you can join for free for 30 days for free. And you don't have to just come to my group sessions. There are a ton of group sessions. Anything you can think of, they have them. I just do mine on Wednesday, and it's journaling. Yes, you're gonna journal. If you don't want to journal, don't sign up, but you can still come and just let me know. I am more than happy to get you in the room.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Shanti Journal Bay Refuge, everybody. Y'all
See
make
y'all at
sure.
the tea.
Yes, y'all make sure
It's
y'all
gonna
come
be
and check her out.
tea.
That is June 29th from 10:30 to 12:30. We'll be at the McHugh Tea Room in Bel Air, Texas.
Yes,
That's
honey,
it's,
Bouger.
yeah. She's like, come be on some Bridgerton shit. And the information is in the ticker below. So to get your tickets, go ahead and go to the selfloveminister.com/T. Get all the info there. And if you are interested in being one of our swag bag sponsors, go ahead and
Yeah.
go to the selfloveminister.com/T-vendors and get all the info there as well. Any
Yeah.
last words, sis?
For those of you who are within the sound of my voice or can see me, take care of your mental health. Start by signing up and coming to this team. You will regret it. You regretted it when you didn't go in April. You don't
Listen,
have no excuse this time. Come on. It is going to be
indeed.
well worth it. You're going to get fed emotionally, spiritually, physically. It's the bomb. Come, invest in yourself. Come
Yes,
on.
for sure. Thank you so much. And thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for who are here live. Thank y'all for who showed up watching the replay. Y'all be sure to share this with your people and make sure that you get your tickets for the tea. See y'all later.
Yay.
Peace.
Later.